What is going on, guys? It's your boy Sailboat from Sailboat Supplies, back at you with another Soul Swap hybrid customization. Let's find out what we got going on today. What's going on, guys? It's Sailboat from Sailboat Supplies here, and like I said, today we are doing another Soul Swap hybrid customization. If you've been paying attention to the channel ever since I've been getting back into the swing of things, the Soul Swap hybrids have been a huge focus of mine, and today's video is no different. I am going to be creating yet one more pair of personal golf cleats using some Yeezy 350 mono ices and some Roshe Tour Golf. This is a project that is heavily inspired by the homies over at Govern, who have been doing Soul Swap hybrid projects for as long as I've been following their Instagram account, and quite honestly are one of the accounts that inspired me to get involved with the Soul Swap hybrids. I've actually seen them do a Yeezy 350 V2 hybrid with the Roshe Tour G, so I know that it looks amazing. I've never seen a mono Soul Swap before, and I think today is the perfect time to give it a try. Without further ado, let's hop into the two pairs of kicks that we got today. So first I'll be talking about these Nike Golf Tours. This was actually a pair that I picked up at the outlets during my road trip. When Lola and I stopped at the outlets, I started to see these up on the clearance racks and I got really excited, except for I could never find one in my size. After stopping by about a half different outlets, we were able to find them, and I was pumped because I got them at a steal for only $40. The reason why I wanted the Golf Tours as opposed to the traditional Roshe golf shoe is because these ones have removable and replaceable spikes, and I am hoping that these things are going to weather me some time and I'm going to be able to wear them on a very regular basis, so removable spikes were better off. Next up, of course, is the Yeezy 350 mono ice. I'm having a lot of trouble deciding on whether or not I should actually separate these. I really want to rock them without doing any sort of swap to them. This pair is in very lightly worn condition, as you can see by the soles here. The uppers are a tad bit dirty as well and could definitely use a deep clean. I'll definitely be doing that, but I'll probably be doing it after the swapping process. Now that you guys have had the opportunity to see both pairs up close, we're gonna go ahead and get to the separation process, where I'll be taking the uppers off of the soles of these kicks.
During my soul swaps, I like to utilize a steam gun to help to apply heat to specific sections of the shoe, and then follow that up with little hits of acetone out of a syringe to help to dissolve the glue bond. This took me quite some time because I was working with new pairs of shoes, and typically the factory glue is pretty strong when it's brand new. I utilize a bone folder to help to pry apart the uppers from the soles, and you just gotta be careful at parts of the shoe that seem delicate.
So it took me a total of 3 hours just to get these 350 mono ices and these Roshe golf cleats separated from their soles. The Yeezy 350s proved to be really challenging because they're a very new pair, so the glue on there is still really fresh. The golf cleats, unfortunately, the uppers are going to be completely unusable. With the application of heat and acetone, it actually caused the leather upper to kind of shred up. But sometimes you gotta crack a couple of eggs to make an omelet. It seems like that's the case with this pair of Roshe Tour Golfs. It's time to get into our prep work.
For the uppers of the Yeezy 350s, I typically use acetone and cotton balls, but on this specific application, I found that a glue eraser actually worked incredibly well.
So this is a little bit of a different intermission than you guys are used to. Unfortunately, there is a monster segment of video that I actually lost some way, somehow. Basically right now, just pretend that I am spending a ton of time dremeling down the soles of the shoes, dremeling the uppers of the shoes, using a ton of acetone and cotton balls to help to clean off all of the excess glue and debris, then gluing the shoes, getting them ready to go, letting the glue cure for 2 hours, and then bonding the shoes together. And that's gonna lead you to where we are now. That's like a solid 4 hours worth of work that are just missing from this video. But hey, sometimes that's how the cookie crumbles. We are 6 hours, 43 minutes into this project, plus a couple of other undocumented hours, and I finally have all of the glue attached. I gotta wait about 2 hours and let the glue kind of cure, and then we'll get the bond to happen. Check back in then. I ended up screwing up pretty royally. I forgot to hit the record button on the time lapse of me actually bonding the uppers to the soles. But where we're at right now is I have the lateral side that still needs to be bonded. I've already prepped all the spots that I missed with some extra glue, but I think where we're at now, we should be ready to go and basically get these things finalized as far as the bonding is concerned. So let's get into that process.
For the final bonding process, I basically went through to all of the spots that I had reapplied glue, heated them up, and applied a significant amount of pressure to get a good bond between the uppers and the soles. I applied more glue as was necessary and heated after 20 minutes of waiting for the glue to set. Once the shoes were all done, I started to clean off the debris from the uppers because, after all, this was a minorly worn pair of shoes before I got them, and I tried to get them looking as spick and span as possible.
So this pair of 350 golf cleats is especially close to being done, but I'm really upset with the misalignment on this left shoe here, and honestly I just can't really live with it. So I'm gonna go ahead and detach the upper and the sole, and then I'm gonna go ahead and re-prep and re-glue everything because I just don't like the way that this looks right now. I really want these to come out as best as they possibly can. Let's hop into it.
To realign the left shoe, I had to separate the sole from the upper. I started by pouring acetone directly into the shoe, knowing that from the previous experience with the project that it wouldn't damage the components. I then poured in boiling water after about 5 minutes of letting the acetone sit. This let me separate the upper from the midsole very easily. Following separation, I went into the process of cleaning up the midsole and the upper again. I primarily utilized the Dremel on the midsole because it seemed to be the easiest and most efficient for time to get all of the debris off. For the uppers, I was forced to use acetone and cotton balls as the Dremel started to damage the uppers. After getting everything all cleaned off, I started to apply my glue to the surfaces of the midsole and the surfaces of the uppers. This time, I didn't feel like I needed to worry so much about alignment because I was going to line up the medial aspect of the shoe first and attach that side, and then finish up by applying glue to the lateral side in all of the spots that I had missed before, so that way I could get the most appropriate alignment. As you can see, the process went a little bit easier this time. After this, I just laced them up. I had to add some custom lace locks for a little bit of an effect, and I actually curved them so that they would meet the curve of the actual laces on the shoe. I got the shoes laced up and they were looking good.
And finally, at last, I finished off this Yeezy 350 golf cleat. Obviously, this is a little bit of a different video than what you guys are used to because I lost a whole bunch of the footage. Hopefully you guys got a pretty good idea of what I did based off the time lapse at the end. This was definitely a lot more challenging of a project than I anticipated. I didn't realize how difficult it was going to be to remove the mono ice upper from the 350 sole. Taking a closer look at these shoes, you can see that the alignment between the Roshi Golf Tours and the Yeezy 350 uppers is actually a pretty solid alignment. The soles are a little bit more narrow, so you have to be very careful when you're doing your reglue. That's why you can see that there's a little bit of overglue that's been exposed, unfortunately. Although I wasn't able to get the left shoe in a perfect alignment like I wanted to after the second reglue, it definitely looks a lot better now and looks a lot more similar to the right shoe. I'm really excited with the way that these things came out, and to have a pair of golf cleats with replaceable spikes is definitely a big thing for me as I get back into my golf life. I'm really curious what you guys think about this Yeezy 350 golf cleat though. Are these a hole-in-one? or did I get a bogey with this sole swap? I'd love to hear what you guys think in the comments below. If you guys enjoyed what you saw in the video today, I'd really appreciate it if you can take just a couple of extra seconds to hit that like button as well as that subscribe button. Doing so only takes just a couple of moments of your time and really goes a long way in helping to support this channel and helps me to produce additional content for you guys. If you're curious to see any of the other projects that we got going on or any of the products that we have for sale, check out the website at www.sailboatsupplies.xyz. And if you're more interested in the day-to-day ongoings of Sailboat Supplies, make sure that you tap in over social media at Sailboat Supplies. Thank you guys so much for coming through to watch this sole swap hybrid. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. And of course, I appreciate all of you that stuck around until the cold, bitter end of this video. You guys already know, I'm Sailboat, and I'm out of here.